what's up? This is about my experiences in the group homes and shit like that. I did tell y'all that I was gonna finish talking about shit like that. So here we go. So boom, like I told y'all before. Okay, cause I'm trying to remember where I left off at and where to start it. Cause it's just okay. So like I told y'all before, like if y'all don't know, I'ma just re-say it. So basically, when I be hating to tell that part and then not telling the full story. Cause then it's just like people don't like basically my my auntie, which was my adopted mom, which I didn't know I was adopted until she passed away. She had passed away in 2013, right? So family was grimy as hell. Long story short, they put me in DCFS. I was in the shelter for a week, and then I went to the psych hospital for a year. We gonna touch on the psych hospital stories a little bit later, cause later on, so we gonna get on the actual like group home. I mean, well, it's not really a group home. It was like a shelter slash residential, and a residential is basically like I guess where you get fucking treatment because like a group home is basically where a motherfucker go live like an adolescent go live and shit like that and still like but it's like where they live basically and yeah they still got a program to follow but it's not like a whole treatment program like how they doing residentials like you have doctors, you have nutritionists that come in, your caseworkers and shit like that, you be having therapy groups, all type of shit. So it's like a step down from like the psych hospital because you get to go outside and shit. But all right, but barely even that bitch. Tell you that much. Anyway, so let me tell y'all. So boom. So when I got to the group home, y'all, when I got to the residential, y'all, um, I was 13, okay? I think I was 13. Yeah, because I was 13, 14. 13 into 14. I really feel like I was 13, y'all. I feel like this was so long ago. Like, dang. But yeah, because this was like in 2014, I feel like. Or 2015. 2014 had to be. Anyways, whatever, because y'all, those years is just so like, because when you're in places like that, you really lose a sense of, okay, well, I'm not saying you don't really know what year it is or what time it is, but it's just like, at that time, like, bitch, I wasn't worried about that. Like, I was in survival mode, and I really felt like I didn't know none of these territories. Like, I'm out here on my own at this point. I got like the family didn't want me no more. They just abandoned me. They put me in the system. They just like we don't want this whole no more. Like just fuck it. Like damn. Like I ain't do shit. But yeah, I'm also gonna make this comical, y'all. So laugh at this shit. Okay, so basically I got the first residential I went to. It was like the first residential I went to, it was like on a big ass campus and shit like that, and it was like isolated. Like it was like isolated. So it's basically where kids and teenagers come. Basically, where people send their kids, or they come when they're in ward of state when they need extra help or whatever the fuck, or structure, as they told me in the hospital. Like you need extra structure, like because really I needed extra structure because they felt like I needed to be on watch because of my back then I was really heavy in my suicide attempts. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. Not even gonna lie to y'all. I was trying to check up out this bitch almost every day. So, I had a lot of issues. Uh so basically when I got there, it was like, you're not, when you a kid, you're not used to being in places like that. Like you used to being at the crib, and then especially after the whole event, after my mom passing away, and then the year after that my grandma passing away, and it's just like, and then me going into these places just like I can't get a motherfucking break. Like I'm steady trying. I don't really know like what's going on. Like I don't know how to heal myself at this point. I'm like, a kid. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm finna be like, I'm basically a preteen type shit. So it's like I'm right here by myself. Like all these weird people. I'm living with all these random people because, mind you, you're not in there by your motherfucking self. You're in there with like 15, 20 other girls. Like, or if you're a dude, they're gonna put you in the boy unit, and you're in there with maybe like 11, 15 other dudes. I don't know if it's 20 motherfuckers, but it could be motherfucker, because I ain't keep counting all the motherfuckers that were done, but it be like that because you be having roommates and shit. You don't really have your own room to yourself. At least a motherfucker go home, like a roommate or something. And then like, but half of the time, like those places were like mostly filled. So we would have roommates. It'll be 3 to us at a room at a time, or 2. Motherfucker, like real life shit. We had motherfucking beds that screwed down to the motherfucking floor. And these like padded ass mattresses. And like, because I felt like they just did shit because a lot of protocol and shit that they did was because they didn't want us to have things or shit like that to harm ourselves and whatever fuck, because a lot of us came and, you know, had issues and shit like that. That's why they was putting us on medication and telling us to, you know, we have to go to psychiatrist, taking a psychiatrist and shit like that, getting on medicine, doing these groups and shit like that. And it's like, so I was officially the ward of the state. So it's like, I really didn't have no control over none of the shit that I had going on, like, at all. Especially when it came to where the fuck I am and my living situation and shit like that, these places that I'm going in, like, they completely took control with all that shit. They felt like because of because of my behavior with my depression, my self-harm, my what's the name stuff, they felt like I needed more structure. So I needed to go to a place like that so I can get treatment. They gonna give your ass a whole bunch of medicine and shit. And make you do groups and shit. I'm not saying like, well shit. It's just, I feel like the organization and the people, maybe the higher ups, don't give a fuck about the shit itself. But I feel like some of the people that worked there did care, but others didn't. I truly, and honestly, that's a fucking fact, because if I was to tell y'all the name of this fucking place, and a lot of people remember it as a boy died there because they was restraining his motherfucking ass, and they didn't accidentally do shit. They motherfucking ass did too fucking much, like how they always do. Like, they can physically restrain you, and they basically choked him out. Like, real life shit. So that was back in like 2016. Shit was crazy. So what the fuck happened? Cause y'all, it's just so much. Like, I'm just trying to tell y'all about when I got there and all of that. Like, it's like so much shit in between that. Like, so the first place I went to was basically, it was the same organization under the same name, but it was like they had 2 different areas. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like how McDonald's got different locations. Same shit. But it was just those 2 locations. So the first one was actually the campus one I was telling y'all about. That's the one where, like, the kids go that need, like, extra structure, that needs more hands-on, they would say. And then eventually they stepped me down from that place to the other place that was more lenient, because they said I was actually a good child. I didn't need to be in that place and that type of environment with all those other kids and that shit going on, because I never did shit and I was a good child. So I always followed the rules. I didn't start acting up, to be honest, until I went to that other place. Well, I ain't gonna lie, I can't say that I wasn't acting up, because I was acting up in the hospital, but I was still good though. So I just would sometimes have my outbursts because, bitch, I'm depressed. That's just what it was. Like, it just got so much shit going on. I'm finna fuck shit up. Like, and it wasn't like I was angry or nothing. Like, I was always sad, but it's like I needed, like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Y'all, I had issues, okay? But I never was a motherfucker to hurt nobody. At least a motherfucker tried to hurt me. And that's just what the fuck it was. But when I went there, it was just like, The shit is just lame as hell. Like, they tell you when to eat. They tell your motherfucking ass when to do activities. And if you don't do the activities, you get consequences, which you can't stay up past a certain time, or you can't watch TV, or certain dumbass shit, go on outings and shit, which outings we never really went to. And then half of the time they kept us in our room. And it's just like the staff act like they didn't want to be bothered with us. Like, you know, they got a whole area for us to go in and be kicking it in and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we not supposed to be in our rooms all day, but some of the staff members did not give a fuck. Half of us was in our, like, half of the time we was in our room. I'm not even gonna lie to you. So, that one, I ain't really got too much stories for them. All I know that people used to try to run away from that bitch, and I'm like, I don't know how the fuck y'all try to run away from that bitch when we surrounded by fucking woods. Like, they was running through the woods and shit, and then it's a long ass road, like, but you're gonna have to run before you get to a motherfucking city or something, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was just isolated. I can't say, like, it was beautiful, but it was isolated, and it was just like, you was there under the wrong circumstances, and it was just like, no. They tried to make that shit look all beautiful and shit like that, so you can bring kids there and all this other shit and think all think candy and sweet. Nah, fuck that shit. Yeah, it was nice. We did canoeing and motherfucking, was it kayaking or canoeing? No, I think it was canoeing or something. We did that, and we did a little fishing and shit. But motherfucker, don't let that shit get to y'all. Bottom line is, motherfuckers didn't give a fuck. They try to do little shit to be all cute shit. Okay, so then I went to the step down place, and then that's when a lot of shit just started happening. I started running the fuck away. I was running away, y'all. No lie. I was running away because I just felt like people didn't give a fuck, and it was just like I didn't want to be in that fucking type of environment. I did not want to be in that environment. And it was just like, I felt like, well, some of the staff there, yeah, like I still do have a bond with them. Like, I'm still cordial with them. Like, they did help. Like, that's why I said some of them did. But most of the time, it's just like, hell no. And then the days when you wake up and you just be like, you look at where the fuck you at. Like, you got bars in your motherfucking window. Motherfucker, you got a motherfucker controlling you. Telling you when to do this, when to do that, when to do this, when to do that, when to take shower, when to do this, when to do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? You not really, you only got 2-3 phone times, basically. It seemed like jail. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's just like, I mean, yeah, we went on outings and shit, so I shouldn't say it feel like jail, but for the most part, it's just like, they felt like they can control shit, and we didn't like that shit. And it was a lot, like, the police got called a lot there, because we would, like, riot, basically. That's what they would say, but it would be, like, all us on the unit, and we would be, like, basically, like, we couldn't go in each other's rooms, and we would go in each other's rooms, so we would just be kicking it and shit like that, and then, like, that was considered, like, acting the fuck out. Tweaking and shit like that, fighting and shit, like, having outbursts and shit. They either restrain you or whatever, like, I got restrained, like, a few times, I ain't gonna lie. Well, let me see. I only got restrained maybe twice there. Yeah, I got restrained twice there. And, I forgot what I got restrained about, y'all. I think I was, I might have blacked out. One of my moments. Especially back then. It was just like, bro, I'm sick of this shit. I feel trapped. I feel like I need to be fucking free. Like, I don't know, like, I need to be free. Like, that's just what it is. Like, I don't know, like, I always felt like that since I was a kid. Like, I was just sad. I was just so sad because all the shit that happened, like, in my life. Like, that shit was crazy. And I didn't know how to handle that shit. But it's like, I was handling that shit. So I be looking like, dang, my ass is strong as hell because I was doing that shit. And then a lot of people, like a lot of girls that I was on the unit with, that I'm still, cordial with, and we still have each other on social media. It's like over the years, like over the past, 4-5 years, they has been coming to me and telling me their appreciation for me and how, I lifted them up when we were children, basically, and how I helped them and how I taught them certain things. So it was like even when I was younger, I was still guiding and leading the way for the lost ones, basically. And like that shit is deep for me, because when I be looking at my life, I be like, dang, like and people be telling me like I don't even be noticing shit. And when I go to explain myself to certain shit or certain people, they be like those certain people, because we know, like, we was kids in those places together. We know what happened. Like, they be like, you ain't even gotta explain that shit. They be like, you ain't even gotta say nothing, because you been like that since you was younger. You been like that since we was young. Like, you always was the motherfucker that took the highest road. Like, yo, you went low. Like, your motherfucking ass, if motherfucker take it low, you take it to hell. But that was only when you was on your last straw. Like, that was only when motherfucker, like, that was it. Like, and that was most of the time when the motherfucker put their hands on me. Motherfuckers be like, you was always a motherfucker that didn't partake in negativity. You was always helping, always positive. Like, I ain't even gonna lie, certain motherfuckers, like, certain girls that was on the unit when we was younger, they didn't even know how to properly, like, clean themselves. Like, and coming from my grandma and my mama and them, and my granny was real down south Mississippi, 1932. Oh, real life shit. Like, she wasn't playing them games. She wasn't playing them games. So a lot of the shit, like, I know, and all this other shit my granny had, I ain't gonna lie, people don't be knowing, like, a lot of my family members don't know, but Granny has got me right. And mommy. So y'all need to speak for yourself for the most part. Cause they you know what I'm saying, a lot of shit has stuck with me, and I just feel like it just stuck with me. So I was like teaching people certain shit, like I passed down shit that my granny and them taught me, and you know what I'm saying, and that's just what it was, and people still hold that shit to this day, and they tell me like, we really appreciate you and shit like that, and that shit like, how you like, oh, y'all, I'm so proud of y'all. Like, I be so happy when people come back and tell me like progress they made in their life, and I be thinking that motherfuckers just forgot about me. Like, but I don't really be mad about it. Like, we was kids in that place, and we went through so much, and then we getting back into real life, the flow of life, growing. We trying to like find our place, and a lot of us just didn't have a normal life, so it was just like it was kind of hard for us to fit back into society after being in those places for so long, because it's like you've been isolated for so long. Like, those places were isolation, period. Like, isolation control. Like, it was just one of those things, and yeah, and then dealing with our own shit from our own families, our own traumas and shit, and I just be so glad to see that they're doing better every year. Yeah. So that's how it is for all of us. But basically, back to what I was saying, I had started running away and shit. And I started running away because I just felt like motherfuckers didn't give a fuck. And I just feel like I ain't need to motherfucking be there. Like, what am I here for? That's truly how I felt. And, yeah. They told my ass, because I ain't gonna lie, I started running away because when I start to feel real hopeless, I started to feel hopeless and helpless, because I've been in places like that so long. Like, I was in the shelter, then the hospital, and then I went to the residential. So it's just like, when am I actually gonna like be normal, or when am I actually gonna be happy, or like, when am I like, what is this? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like I don't know what's going on in my life, so I just feel like fuck it, like, I just don't know. So I was growing the fuck up, 15, 16, motherfucker. I was most definitely popping pills. Not popping the pills like drugs, but I was trying to hurt myself. Like, I was trying to overdose. And I did overdose one time when I ran away from the place, and I went out there. And that's a whole story for a whole nother motherfucking day, y'all. It's a lot of shit, okay? It's a lot of shit, and, you know, dealing with just my shit. Dealing with my family rejection, my family issues, sexual abuse issues, my trauma. Like, I wasn't out of control as I could have been, but I just wanted to be free. So I felt like that's the reason why I would run away, because low key I would run away and stay gone for a week. I'd be AWOL for a week, and then I would come back. Like, I would come back on my own. Like, most of the time they did not have to come out and confine me like how they do other people. Like, I don't know. Like, I would just come back, and it was just like I would come back because it was just like, yeah, I didn't want to go, but something told me like sometimes I just gotta go through the hard shit. And eventually I did get the fuck out, because like I wasn't finding the reason I was doing that shit, because I wasn't finding no foster homes as well. Like, I didn't know what I was gonna do with my life. Like, we didn't even go to real school. We went to school down there in their basement. Like, they had like a little downstairs area with 2 classrooms, and that was it. It was a little space. That was it. And I didn't know what else. I'm like, I don't know what the shit is. And eventually I got one foster home, but my ass did fuck that one, and I ran away. I ran away from the foster home. But I feel like that was for a reason. I shouldn't have been in that foster home in the first place. Then I actually found another foster home, and I was a match, and everything was good, and I went through with the fucking process, and I transitioned and got discharged. But yeah, I was in those motherfucking places from like 12 to like 16. So I be trying to talk to people, tell people. I know my story can help motherfuckers. I feel like it's just so much shit. I just feel like I gotta find a way to tell the story, basically. Because you know how when you be feeling like you just got so much shit this way, you don't know what to do. But jail, y'all, like those places, I ain't gonna lie, like, something did happen to me in the first place, and that's when one of the supervisors, his ass smacked me dead on my ass, and I remember that shit. And I remember that shit because his ass got fired for that shit. And I also remember that shit because I had to go up there and talk to the big boss, and the big boss was the dude that run the whole thing, and it was a few other girls in his office, like a few other teenage girls, and that was around my age, that said the supervisor, like, that was their most loved supervisor type shit. But he was doing that shit. Like, what he would do was, when I first got there, he would y'all, I don't understand why I went through with the shit, but I was just saying. So it would be me and this girl, right? And he would like come on the unit, but he was real nice, and he would like have us like lotion his feet up and massage his feet with lotion. And I, like, back then, bro, I did not think that was an issue. I don't know why I did not think that shit was a fucking issue. Like, I don't know, like, I was just doing this shit. Like, shit was crazy. Like, bro, I would do this shit all the time. And then, like, eventually, he didn't want her to do it. He would just want me to do it. And so I would do it, but I used to do it for my grandma all the time. So I just never had a problem. Like, I just feel like I never had a problem. But then, like, it's just weird because you just a random grown-ass man, and I'm a random little girl. So it's just like, what's this going on? And then the staff on the unit and all this other shit, they didn't think that shit was a problem. They was just walking around talking and everything. Everybody was just normal shit. They would be kicking it. They would be talking, laughing, whoop, whoop. And that was just it. And then, like, he would take us on walk. Like, he would take me on a walk, like, around the campus and shit like that. And he'd give me, like, snacks and shit. Because, like, we was only allowed to eat, like, 3 times a day. And we only had, like, 2 snack times, which was like the snack time was like in the evening, and then the other time was at night, and that's like a piece of fruit. But in between time, like he would come bring me little snacks and shit like that, and bring me candy and shit. Like half of the outside food that we didn't get in there because, you know what I'm saying, we wasn't really allowed to go out and get shit like that. And bro, I be eat that shit, and he'll just be calling us his angels and all type of shit, mainly me and shit. And then why? So boom, fast forward to the day, y'all. I still got the motherfucking pants I was wearing, y'all. The day he did the shit. I was walking to the motherfucking bathroom. And because I was finna get in the shower. I was walking to the bathroom. Dude said something to me. And then he smacked me dead on my ass. Dead on my shit. Like, and to this day, like, bro, when I went in the bathroom, like, okay, bro, when the shit happened, it was just like crazy to me because I'm like, did this shit just happen? Or am I fucking tweaking? Because like, what the hell? And now I'm like, what the hell should I do? So I'm just in the bathroom at this point, like contemplating, like, what the fuck should I do? And I just decided not to. I wasn't gonna say nothing, but a staff overheard me telling one of my peers when we was at lunch. And I guess she had told the big boss, and he had called me down to his office, like, and you rarely see him, so that's how you know it's a fucking issue. And nobody really, like, a lot of people don't know what his office look like, so that's how you motherfucking know. That's how you know. So motherfucker, I'm like, what the hell? And I'm like, what the fuck, nigga want with me? Like, I ain't got shit. I ain't, cause motherfuckers, I don't know what the fuck going on. Like, I came back from lunch. I'm just in my room chilling, having some downtime, relaxing and whatever. And they come get me like, yeah, need to come see you. Need you to come to the office. So I went to his office, and it was 3 other girls in there, and I knew them girls from the other campus, from the other cottage, basically. And they was saying like how he was always doing little shit to them. And it was crazy because I just recently had, like, came there. Like, I was, like, one of the new girls. So, basically, I was, like, the new girl. Like, I just had came there, like, a month ago. A little less than a month ago. So, and basically, that shit ended. He ended up getting fired. Like, I guess I was the missing piece of the story, basically, or the missing piece or something like that. But his ass basically got fired. I ain't see his ass no more. The shit was crazy. Like, and then it was a few other motherfucking staff members that was motherfucking touching the girls and shit like that. That's what I'm saying. I just feel like motherfuckers like that, even motherfuckers like that, get jobs like that to fuck kids. And motherfuckers be thinking that their kids be getting help when they sent, because most of us was in DCFS, was ward of states that was sent there. But small percentages of them actually, like, their parents still had custody of them. So I would just be looking like, and then it would be little kids, like kids younger than us there too. Like, at this time, I'm motherfucking, the first place I was 13, they was younger than me. Like, and I'm like, y'all sitting y'all kids here not knowing, like, all this fucked up shit happening. Like, some of these people, I did not like the fucking energy. Like, I did not like them places, and that's why the fuck I kept running the fuck away. But I'm like, yo, I gotta get the fuck up out of here. Yeah. They used to put my ass right on AWOL precautions. They had to sit by my door. And then half of the time, like, I used to run away right on 12 o'clock on the dot. Midnight. Because that's when, like, second shift come in at, 11. So, yeah, motherfucking second shift come in at 11. So if you gonna run away, bitch, your ass needs to do it at 12, because by the time get everybody, they need to get settled, like the staff member, because it's only gonna be 2 staff members overnights. Because everybody be asleep, so don't really shit be happening on overnights. They don't be expecting shit to happen, so they only had 2 people working. So one of the older ladies that work overnights, that always work overnights, her ass go to sleep. We know her ass get her little snacks, she go in the day room, she be sleep. And then we know she not gonna run out to nobody no ways when you run away, because she not finna do that shit. All she gonna do is say they running. That's all she gonna yell. So, and then, like, the other staff member, he might run after your ass. And I remember the first time I went AWOL, it was, like, me and 4 other people. Or was it 3? I think it was, like, 4 other people. It was 5 of us in total. Y'all, we made it far. But, we did get caught. Because I felt like it was only a matter of time. Because we was just a group of random kids just walking the fuck around. And taking the train and shit like that, and just looking out of place as hell. So, but we made it far as hell. The shit was fun. And then eventually I started doing it. I don't know, I had like the thrill of the rush, basically, like, cause that's the fun. That's the only fun I basically could get back then. Like, I was like, shit, fuck it. And I just felt free when I was doing the shit. Like, and half of the time I was motherfucking running. Like, if you gonna go AWOL, you gotta run, because most of them staff members will chase you and they will catch you. So, and then you gonna get a consequence. So if you're gonna get a consequence, why not get a consequence and make it worth your while, bitch? I'm not getting caught, ho. I used to run like motherfuckers did not know to this day where my little hideout spot was. And it was right across the street from the fucking place. They ass was just slow. But I was tiny, so I could actually crawl and spin into spaces. Like, you know, I'm tiny. Like, I'm only 4'11". So, and I'm 120 pounds now. So back then, I was most definitely like 114. Motherfucker, I used to run like out the door. So, and I used to run fast. So you have to run down like 18 steps. Then it was like one step you gotta jump through that bitch. You know, it's like a little game before you gotta get through that bitch. I used to think of it like a game. I used to be in this bitch gone. I used to be gone on their ass. They was never ever to catch me. They never was able to catch me. So what I used to do was, it gets on, motherfucker sleep, right? It's a long ass hallway. So another motherfucker is in the office, all the way in the office, so he can't see down the hallway. The other motherfucker in the other room, they sleep. And you know they're not gonna run after you no way. So you just gotta know when to play your cards right. So and then the door, it was like the door right there, so it was one door close to my room. That was the front door. The back door was in the back, closer to the other room where the lady was sleeping at. So it didn't really make sense to run out that door. At least, like, one time we all did run out that door, but that was because motherfuckers was that way. So we couldn't get out that door. So we outsmarted their ass and ran the other way. Shit was funny. Anyway, so I started running by myself because I didn't need no fucking crowd to do shit. And everybody knew that shit. Like, I used to tell motherfuckers straight up, like, I'm going AWOL at 12 tonight, so if y'all ask me to come, you can, but bitch, but I used to go on my motherfucking own, and sometimes I didn't even tell motherfuckers. I needed a fucking break. Motherfucker, I used to just be going on their ass. So basically, I used to run down the stairs, and then, like, it was like, because it basically looked like a house, but I had to, like, run across the street, and then it was somebody's house. But it was, like, real dark. But it was somebody's house. You run in their yard, and they had, like, a gate, and it was, like, a big-ass tree. So you run in their yard, right? And then you take a U-turn, because the gate open. So you gotta go in there, and then you crawl. It's like a little crawl space. You go up in there, and you sit by the tree. Like, this tree is blocking shit, and it's real dark. So they couldn't even see me no way. And then I'm sitting up there, and you sit up there, and you just wait. And I was waiting because what they do is they're gonna y'all, it's a whole bunch of shit. They're gonna call the police and they're gonna make a missing person report. And the police gonna look for your ass a little bit, but they not gonna look for your ass all motherfucking night. They gonna have their bright lights on and they gonna be looking in the area for a little bit, but they not gonna be looking all night. So I used to watch their ass talking to the police and all type of shit. Like, bitch, I'm right here, right across the street, looking at y'all with dumb, goofy asses. Like, real life shit. And then I used to just get up and walk. I used to wait like a little 30 minutes, an hour, and wait for their ass to be done. Get the fuck up and just start walking. And I just used to walk. I ain't had nowhere else to go. And whole time, I wasn't even from that area, so I most definitely didn't even have nowhere else to go or none of that shit. I was just walking. I don't know what the fuck I was doing. I just had to get the fuck on. But yeah, y'all, that's another story time. As long as hell, I'm sorry. I know I start to rant, but sometimes I just need to motherfucking talk. So, period. Thanks for watching. Talk to you later.